So you watched the Olympics and thought, I could do that. Well, you can't. But you can go see the sights that the athletes saw while they were there. Here is a list of the top 10 sights to see in Paris, France. But first, hit those like and subscribe buttons and ring that notification bell. Now, off we go to Paris, France. Let's start with the most obvious tourist destination. Number 1. The Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower is not only Paris's most recognizable landmark, but also one of the most visited structures in the world. Designed by Gustave Eiffel and completed in 1889, this iron lattice tower stands 324 meters tall. Visitors can take an elevator or climb the stairs to various levels for breathtaking views of Paris. The first and second floors offer restaurants, shops, and exhibits about the tower's history. The third floor, or summit, provides an unparalleled panoramic view of the city, stretching as far as the eye can see. At night, the Eiffel Tower sparkles with thousands of lights and a dazzling display that lasts for 5 minutes every hour on the hour. Although the tower's design was initially criticized by some in the 1890s, the Eiffel Tower has become a symbol of French art, engineering, and culture. Number 2. The Louvre Museum. The Louvre Museum, housed in a grand palace on the banks of the Seine, is the world's largest art museum. Originally built as a royal fortress in the late 12th century, the Louvre was transformed into a public museum during the French Revolution. Apparently, in the basement, you can still see remnants of the original fortress. The Louvre boasts an extensive collection of art and artifacts spanning thousands of years, including the Mona Lisa and the ancient Greek statue Venus de Milo. The museum's glass pyramid entrance, designed by architect Zhou Mingpei, debuted in 1989 and is a modern addition that has a striking contrast with the classical architecture. There are over 400 rooms dedicated to exhibitions in the Louvre, so plan on being there a while. In fact, plan on at least a couple of days. Number 3. Notre Dame Cathedral. Notre Dame Cathedral is a masterpiece of French Gothic architecture, located on the Ile de la Cité in the heart of Paris. Construction began in 1163 and was completed almost 200 years later in 1345. The 3 large rose windows are considered masterpieces of medieval art. Beneath the cathedral's vaulted ceilings, numerous historical events have taken place, including the coronation of Napoleon Bonaparte in 1804 and the beatification of Joan of Arc in 1909. The cathedral houses a famous set of bells, including the large Emmanuel bell, which weighs over 13 tons and has been ringing since the 17th century. Victor Hugo's novel, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, published in 1831, actually played a crucial role in raising awareness about the cathedral's historical importance and led to its restoration. The cathedral is home to several religious relics, including what is believed to be a fragment of the True Cross and the Crown of Thorns, which is displayed during special ceremonies. If you haven't already, take a second to subscribe and hit those like and notification bells. Number 4. Champs-Elysees and the Arc de Triomphe. Although these are two separate things, I've combined them here because this shot, which shows the two of them together, is what most people have burned into their minds when you speak of one or the other. The Champs-Elysees is one of Paris's most famous avenues. It stretches from the Place de la Concorde to the Arc de Triomphe. And although it looks like just another busy city avenue, if you slide the camera 6 meters left or right, you'd find theaters, cafes, and luxury shops. In fact, this former marshland was transformed into the Champs-Elysees in the 17th century by the same landscape architect who designed the Gardens of Versailles. So you don't have to run out into the street to get your selfie. There's plenty of history all around you here. The Arc de Triomphe, standing at the western end of the avenue, was commissioned by Napoleon in 1806 to honor the French army. The monumental arch is adorned with intricate sculptures and inscriptions of military victories. Visitors can climb to the top of the arc for a spectacular view of the city's layout and the Champs-Elysees itself. The area is also a focal point for national celebrations and parades, particularly the annual Bastille Day festivities. Number 5. Montmartre and Sacre Coeur. So you just finished watching the film Amélie and think to yourself, Paris looks nice. I want to go there. And you're in luck. Montmartre and the Sacre Coeur Basilica both play pretty heavily in the film. The historic Montmartre neighborhood is perched on a hill in northern Paris. Because it was once the home of famous artists like Picasso and Van Gogh, the area has become known for its artistic heritage. The area's narrow streets are lined with charming cafes, boutiques, and studios. Dominating the hilltop in Montmartre is the Sacre Coeur Basilica, a striking white-domed church completed in 1914. The basilica offers views of Paris from its steps and a peaceful atmosphere inside. Its Romanesque Byzantine architecture sets it apart from the Gothic structures more commonly found in Paris. The basilica's white domes are made from a special type of travertine stone that remains white even after exposure to weathering. Number 6. Palace of Versailles. Okay, Versailles is actually about 20 kilometers outside of Paris, but I included it here because, well, I just had to. Originally a hunting lodge for Louis XIII, it was transformed by his son, Louis XIV, into a grandiose palace. The estate includes opulent rooms, vast gardens with fountains and sculptures, and the Grand Trianon and Petit Trianon, which served as personal retreats for the royals. It was here in 1919 that the Treaty of Versailles was signed, officially ending World War I. With the grounds covering almost 2,000 acres, I'd plan on staying a while to enjoy the gardens. Number 7. Seine River Cruises. A Seine River cruise is one of the best ways to experience Paris. The Seine winds through the heart of the city, passing many of its most famous sites, including the Eiffel Tower, Notre Dame Cathedral, and the Louvre. Cruises vary in length and style, from short sightseeing tours to luxurious dinner cruises. Along the way, passengers enjoy informative commentary about the history and architecture of Paris. Many boats offer open-air decks for unobstructed views, as well as enclosed areas for comfort. And as night falls, some cruises feature illuminated cityscapes. Number 8. Centre Pompidou. The Centre Pompidou, often simply called the Pompidou Center, is a modern art museum and cultural center in Paris's Beaubourg district. Completed in 1977, its unconventional architecture includes exposed structural elements and colorful pipes. The building houses France's National Museum of Modern Art, which holds one of the largest collections of modern and contemporary art in Europe. The Centre Pompidou also features a library, a cinema, and a rooftop terrace with panoramic views of Paris. Number 9. Luxembourg Gardens. The Luxembourg Gardens, located in the 6th arrondissement, are a lush and expansive green space in Paris. Created in the early 17th century for Marie de Medici, the gardens are now a popular spot for both locals and tourists. The gardens feature a formal French-style layout with symmetrical flower beds, fountains, and a large pond where visitors can rent toy sailboats. The central area is dominated by the Luxembourg Palace, which now houses the French Senate. The gardens also include statues, well-maintained lawns, and playgrounds for children. Number 10. The Pantheon. Yes, Paris has its own Pantheon. Located in the Latin Quarter, this grand neoclassical mausoleum has served various purposes throughout its history. Originally built as a church dedicated to Saint Genevieve, it was later repurposed as a burial place for France's most distinguished citizens. The Pantheon's impressive dome and classical facade make it a notable landmark in Paris. The interior features elaborate frescoes and a dramatic dome that offers panoramic views of the city. That's it, the top 10 sights to see in Paris, France. Go ahead and subscribe and hit those like and notification buttons as well. We'll see you in the next video, and until then, travel on.